Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how to hire marketing interns. So a lot of times, I look at the people that I've hired in the past, people that I've brought on from just people graduating from college or people that are looking for a new career change. The people that are really hungry, sometimes they end up being the best hire. So having an internship program for the long term is going to be good for you. No matter, when you're ready for an internship program, you should always have something like this because these people are going to be the people that are, oftentimes the most loyal. They're going to be with you for a long time and they can become, they can rise all the way up to your number two. So the first thing I'm going to say to keep a marketing internship program simple is you can use a tool like Workable, or you can even use Craigslist, whatever it is exactly, and you can use AngelList too to just source your talent. Have a good job description ready to go first in terms of kind of what you're looking for. We can talk about the job description in a second, but what's really helped a lot recently, a couple months ago, we added a tool called Spark Hire. And what Spark Hire does, it's basically video interviewing. So you can have specific questions like, why do you want to work at Single Grain? Why should we hire you? And then the great thing about it is that it's timed, right? You could time each question for a minute or so, or 2 minutes, whatever it is exactly. They're required to be concise. So you can see how they are as an individual. And oftentimes, if they don't want to do the video interview, great. They're just not the right fit. And I might ask them situational questions too, like take a look at the Single Grain site. Tell me what you would do. What do you not like about it, right? I want them to give critical feedback. And sometimes I'll get people that say, you know what? To be honest, the Single Grain site looks very good and I wouldn't change a thing. Well, you're not the right fit, okay? And then your concern right now probably with this is like, well, if they look at the site, you might give them too much time, right? In this case, when I'm asking them the situational question, I'm only giving them 2 minutes to look at the website. So they only get 2 minutes and they only get 2 minutes to answer me. So they have to be concise and they only get 2 minutes to answer. So I'll run them through 8 questions or so, and then I can easily evaluate them on my own time. It's asynchronous, which is good. I'll dedicate time, perhaps on the weekends or maybe like a Friday or something, look through everyone, and then I'll set an in-person interview. That way I don't have to waste a lot of time getting on these phone calls, getting in these in-person interviews. It just becomes a huge time suck. I want to make sure that I'm talking to the right people when I'm trying to hire people.
There's a company out there called Elevation Scholars, and this is the process I use. Eric actually introduced me to him years and years ago, and I know a lot of people use them. They do EDU scholarship link building, where they go to EDUs, colleges, they find their scholarship pages, and they convince these webmasters to add a link to your site. People do this to manipulate Google rankings. I don't. I even tell Elevation Scholars to no follow my links because I don't care for any of the Google juice from these EDU sites. What I do is I create a scholarship. You can pick them out, $500, $1,000, $5,000, whatever. Create a marketing scholarship. In this marketing scholarship, put your requirements. Someone has to write an essay, they have to do analysis of your site, whatever it could be. Like, put in your requirements. My requirement usually is create a one-page essay that breaks down, what you want to do in the marketing world and why you deserve this scholarship. And you'll get hundreds and hundreds of applicants each and every single year. We get around, I think it's like 400 or 500 applicants each year. And from that, we see which students are the smartest and have the most potential because they're creating these essays, they're doing work. Some of them go above and beyond and create the videos for you, like testimonials. Because in the scholarship instructions, it says email to like scholarships or whatever at neilpatel.com or at crazyegg.com or whatever it may be. And then from there, we now have a pool of people that we think could be potential intern candidates, even though they didn't really apply for an internship. They just applied for a scholarship. We'll still pick the scholarship winner and give that person the money of like $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever you decide the scholarship to be. But then I go and I pick the ones that have the most potential. I follow up with them and I ask them, hey, do you want an internship? Sometimes it could be a paid internship, a free internship, whatever you want. But you'll find that these people are really good. They're going to work hard because if they're willing to do the research, apply for scholarships and grants, most people aren't, even though there's a ton of money available. And they're willing to put in the work to create a video for you or whatever maybe to show you that they're dedicated and loyal to the cause, then why not give them a shot? But that's how we go about finding our marketing interns.
Quick question for you. So for your marketing interns, are you paying them or is it unpaid?
We usually pay, and the reason for that is in certain states it's illegal to have free interns, so we just pay just to cover our butts.
Yep, true story. So you should be paying, and ideally, if you're having them do real work, which ideally you should give them ownership in something. Yes, obviously take them through training. We pay for a lot of different courses. We'll mentor these interns as well. Take them and also create an agenda too. You want to have some kind of curriculum that they can go through over time. Make it half about training and then the half about doing work, and eventually transition it more into doing work. At least you're helping them grow, and then you're paying them at the same time. It's a really good deal for them at the end of the day. And if it comes to job descriptions, there's a lot of job descriptions out there on Google, but I will say just, you want to make sure that they're following directions, right? I'll have a really in-depth job description sometimes for an internship, and I might say, in the middle, I might just say, make sure that you send me a custom cover letter, and also say marketing is cool in the subject line. If they don't do that, their application is disqualified. And most of the time, 92% of candidates will not do this because they're just not following directions. They're just going with the flow, and you can just cut those people out, initially. So make sure you're doing something like that, and then also your internship program. Make sure there's a light at the end of the tunnel too. It's not just about them doing intern work the whole time. Eventually, you want to transition them into doing bigger and bigger stuff, and say, hey, here's what we see for you. After 90 days or so. After 90 days, this can potentially transition into a full-time role, and then constantly give them feedback too. Ideally, you have a one-on-one with them at least every single week. Ideally, more. But you're helping nurture these people, and they're going to respect you, and they're going to appreciate you in the long term if you help them basically grow career-wise. Neil, anything else to add?
Yeah, the other thing to do is similar to what I did with Elevation Scholars. Target websites that are about career change, because there's a ton of websites that talk about people who want career change. Remember, interns just don't have to be college students. It could be people in the 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s, etc. So target some of those websites. Create a landing page that says, hey, interested in career change, we have a marketing internship going on, here's what you're going to learn, X, Y, and Z. Promote it on those career change websites, and you'll find that you'll get applications, and the applicants that you get from those sites will be more qualified and typically harder workers from what I've seen than the college students that you'll get.
And one thing I want to add, in terms of giving feedback, you're probably wondering, well, I don't have time to give feedback all the time. Well, you can use a tool like 15.5. So that's the number 15, so 1-5, and then spell out 5. So that's F-I-V-E, 15.5.com. And you can set up a cadence every single week, talk about, how do you feel about this week? What are some challenges you face this week? What are your biggest accomplishments? And also, what else can we do to improve the company? You can do this every single week, and then you can have a meeting with them later and talk about anything that potentially sticks out. I think this has been good for not just for interns, but across the board. When I'm able to see, if people are feeling like a 3 out of 5, well, all of a sudden, why are they feeling a 3 out of 5? You talk to them about it, right? What's bugging them exactly? And sometimes they'll be like, well, I feel like there's too much client work exactly. Well, that's when you might need to hire somebody else and they're getting stressed out. But you have to be supporting your team all the time, not just the interns, but across the board. It's your job as a leader to take things off, your team members' plates, and to be a good leader. So that's it for this episode of Marketing School. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.